Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Heath, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Maono PD400X XLR or USB microphone. Big shout out to Maono for providing me with this microphone. We're going to go over the ins and outs of it. We're going to hook up the software, see what it sounds like with the software as well. But we're going to get into this, unbox this microphone for you, and just show you everything that comes in the box for it. Now that we've unboxed the Maono PD400X, we're going to go over all the important features of the microphone, all of the different options, the sound quality of the microphone as well. We will be switching from XLR to USB at some point. That way we can take advantage of the Maono Link software and some of the USB features that are available only as a USB microphone. So this is what the microphone sounds like straight out of the box. There is no EQ, any kind of filtering done to the microphone. This is just straight recording. I will say that the stand that comes with the microphone itself is actually really nice. However, as a dynamic microphone, or any microphone for that fact, you really want it closer to your mouth. That way when you're speaking, you're getting full clarity and full sound quality and taking best advantage of how the microphone itself sounds. For a majority of this video, we will be in XLR mode. However, we will be switching to USB mode. That way we can take advantage of the Maono Link software and some of the features that are only available as a USB microphone as well. One thing I will say, as a dynamic microphone, it does pick up a lot of background noise, unfortunately. Normally you have a little bit better isolation coming from a dynamic microphone, so you will need to be adding some noise gate, perhaps some noise suppression to the microphone. We will be adding those filters later on in the video, but this is what it sounds like, completely unedited, completely raw, no filters, no EQ or anything done to the microphone. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think about the sound quality of this microphone. We'll be switching over in just a second, adding our filters to it, and then we'll listen to the sound quality of it as well. So we're going to be doing some noise tests real quick. We're going to tap on the desk, we're going to tap on the keyboard, just normal everyday function that you would normally be doing while using this microphone, whether you're using it for a podcast or whether you're using it for YouTube videos or streaming or whatever your purpose of using this microphone will be. All right, so right now we're just typing on the keyboard as we're talking. There's going to be a little bit of bumpiness as it shakes my desk a little bit while I'm typing. But this is what we're doing while we're typing. This is what the microphone sounds like. And this is how the isolation is whenever we are using a keyboard while we are directly speaking with no filters at all. All right, I am now tapping on my desk. Again, a little bit of camera shake while I'm tapping on the desk, but just doing a few odds and ends things. I'll be completely quiet for just a second, and I will type on the keyboard without me talking, and we'll see how much of the background noise that it picks up while we are typing on the keyboard and not speaking at all. So now that we've listened to what the microphone sounds like without any filters on it, we're going to add a noise gate, some noise suppression to it, and see how well it picks up and isolates background noise with those filters on it as well. So now that we've added the filters to our microphone, this is what it sounds like. We've actually added a noise gate, some noise suppression, and a compressor to the microphone as well. And this is what it sounds like with those enabled. And we're going to do a few sound tests as well, some keyboard tapping, same things I did without the filters enabled. So right now I am just typing on the keyboard while I am talking. Again, getting a little bit of camera shake while we're talking. But this is what it sounds like with those filters enabled and with us talking and using our keyboard as well. So right now I'm just tapping on the desk. We're pressing a few little buttons around the desk on some of the devices I have on my desk as well. We're going to be using our mouse just like you normally would, just doing everyday use if you were working or if you were gaming while using this microphone. But this is what it sounds like. This is how the suppression is handled with those filters enabled. We're going to do one more quick sound test typing on a keyboard while we're talking, because that is our general use, everyday use while we're using this microphone. Now that we've listened to what the microphone sounds like connected to the XLR audio interface, we're going to switch it over to USB mode. That way we can take advantage of the Maono Link software and some of the features that can only be found while using it in USB mode. So now we have the PD400X connected as a USB microphone. This is what it sounds like straight out of the box. No noise gate, no noise suppression, no compressor at all, no EQ, anything done to the microphone. And this is what it sounds like, completely raw and unedited as a USB microphone. We're going to do the same sound test we did in XLR mode without the filters and then with the filters enabled as well. So here we go, typing on the keyboard while we are speaking into the microphone. And this is how it picks up the background noise. This is what it does. And we're going to do a little bit of tapping on the desk. Again, a little bit of camera shake while we're tapping on the desk, using the mouse as well, see if it picks up anything in the background. And this is what it sounds like, completely raw and unedited, without any filters enabled on the microphone in USB mode. All right, so let's switch over now. Add the same filters that we did in XLR mode. We're going to add the noise gate, noise suppression, and the compressor back to the microphone as well. Okay, so here we go. We've got the noise gate, the noise suppression, and the compressor enabled. We're going to type on a keyboard, do the same sound test that we did just a while ago in XLR mode and in USB mode. This time we have the filters enabled. So let's see how it sounds with the audio filters enabled in USB mode. So here we go again. We're just typing on the keyboard, doing our normal everyday stuff, just like we always would. Typing, we're going to press keys. We're using our mouse, just general everyday usage, just like we normally would whenever we're using this microphone. And this is what it sounds like. Just a little more key pressing and tapping on the desk. Again, we got some camera shake going on from the camera as I'm tapping on my desk. And this is what it sounds like with those filters enabled. And how well does it isolate the sound and background noise while we're typing? Let me know again. Comment section below. How well do the filters improve the quality, or does it decrease the quality of the sound of the microphone? So now we have the Maono Link software installed. There is a standard and advanced part of the Maono Link software. We'll go over all the features of each of those, talk about them, and discuss what each and every option does. But this is what it looks like. This is what it sounds like with the software installed. There is a simple touch sensor on the microphone itself that you can use to mute the microphone. Whenever it is active, the light will be green. I'll rotate the microphone around so you can actually see it. Still might be able to see it right here, the little green light, but let me rotate the microphone around, let you see what the actual sensor looks like. So this is what the sensor looks like whenever your microphone is active, whenever it's hot. If you actually touch it, it will turn red. If you actually touch that spot, it will show that the microphone has been muted. Then once you tap it again, the microphone becomes unmuted, and the light turns back green to indicate that the microphone is no longer muted. As you can see in the software itself, that whenever you press it inside of the software, it actually changes the color on the microphone, and it changes the color of the mute option in the software itself. There are several other options here as well. There's a headphone volume whenever you're doing a monitor mix. Again, there is a 3.5 millimeter jack on the bottom of the microphone. That way you can monitor your audio output through your headphones, and you can adjust the volume of that in your headphones as well. There is a monitor mix as well that will allow you to adjust how much of the actual microphone sound you hear or how much sound you actually hear from your computer. We also have two other options as well. That is for the tone, and that is for the distance as well. You have a deep sound, which is a kind of a bassy sound. We have our natural, which would be like a natural speaking voice, if bright, which kind of lifts up the highs a little bit. And then we have legacy mode, which is what we're currently in right now. So let's go through the different options, see what the difference in sound quality is as we are talking with the bright, natural, and deep tone enabled. So this is what the bright sounds like with it enabled. Let me know what you think down below. Do you like the bright? Do you like the natural? So let's enable the bright as well. This is what the natural sounds like now that we have it enabled. This is what our speaking voice sounds like whenever we have the natural enabled. And then let's go over to the deep as well. This is supposed to add a little bit of more bass to your voice. That kind of deep, more radio broadcast sounding with the deep tone enabled. There is also a distance option as well for near, mid, and far. I'm assuming that it increases the gain based on the distance that you choose. Right now, I have it currently set to near, which is 5 centimeters to 10 centimeters, which is ideally how close you should be to your microphone anyway while you're speaking and while you're using your microphone. Here we have the mid option. This is for 11 centimeters or 30 centimeters away. Right now, I'm pretty much the exact same distance, so I don't want to really change anything, but as you can see on the microphone meter, it does peak a little bit easier whenever I'm speaking and have it set to the mid section, because ideally, according to this, you should be a little bit farther away while speaking. So now we have the microphone moved away from us. We have it set to the mid option for 11 centimeters to 30 centimeters, and this is what it sounds like with the option enabled. Let me know, does it sound any different to you? Does it sound better? Does it sound worse? But let me know, will you be using these options down below in the comment section. And here we have the far setting, which is 31 centimeters to 60 centimeters away. Ideally, you do not want to be this far away from your microphone while you're using it. The near option is going to be your best option for the better sound quality, for a better sounding microphone and better audio quality. So I've now pushed the microphone farther away from me. It's not quite 31 centimeters away, but I did push it a little bit farther away. And this is what it sounds like with the far option enabled, with it pushed away from my mouth. As I said, ideally you want it at least this close to your face, at least a hand's width away from your mouth whenever you're speaking directly into the microphone, which you should be speaking directly into your microphone while you're using it for the best sound quality. All right, so now let's go over the advanced features. Again, we have the mute option as well. We have the headphone volume. We have our monitor mix, but now we have a few extra options as well, and that is the EQ. There is a button located on the bottom of the microphone that you can actually press to control the EQ for this microphone. However, it can be used through the software as well, just simply by clicking each one of the EQ options. And this is what it sounds like with the high pass filter enabled. Next, we have our presence boost, and this is what it sounds like with the presence boost enabled. Our final feature adds the high pass filter and the presence boost as well. And if you notice right here, I am peaking quite a bit because the gain is set to 100. We're going to turn the gain down and see what it sounds like with the gain lowered down as well. I would suggest that you turn the gain down while you're using this microphone. So here we have the gain turned down, and as you notice right here, it's still peaking just a little bit. As you can see as well, we also have a limiter and a compressor. You can enable both of these to change the way that it processes your voice. The limiter will basically limit how high your voice can go. The compressor will actually compress the highs and lows so you don't get really, really loud and it just absolutely blow your eardrums out if someone's listening. But let's enable both of these. We'll enable them individually, and then we'll go back and enable both at the same time. So here we have our limiter enabled. We're just going to slide the slider up and down, and this is just the changes to it while we're talking. This is all the way down. This is all the way back up. And this is how it sounds as we're adjusting the limiter inside of the Maono software. So now we've enabled the compressor, and this is what it sounds like with the compressor enabled. Again, we're just going to adjust the slider as I am talking. That way you can hear the difference in the way the microphone sounds. So currently it is set to 0 decibels. We're going to slide it all the way down, and this is what it sounds like. With it all the way down to negative 80 decibels. We're going to slide it all the way back up as we're talking, all the way to 0 decibels, and we're going to slide it down one more time, and this is what it sounds like while we're talking. So there we go. This is my review of the Maono PD400X XLR or USB microphone. If you want to pick this microphone up, if you like the way it sounds, if you like the way it looks, and you want to grab it for yourself, I'll leave a link for it in the description below. Anyway, just a huge thanks to Maono for sending me the microphone out and letting me review it. If you want to see some more content like this, some more reviews of microphones, and some more tech as well, let me know down in the description below. But until next time, much love, peace out, and we'll see you soon.